A soft electricity permeates the air. I can feel it brushing my skin, raising the hair on my arms on end. I can hear it. A slight buzz like a tiny mosquito drawn to the warmth of your ear. Not sure if it's excitement, the unknown, fear, or the highest possibility. Something is really wrong with Yosemite. Leah and I came here to fulfill my dreams of exploring the park, but now it's 2 a.m. in the morning and I need to talk to you about what's happening. I haven't slept because my body hurts. My mind hurts. My brain won't quiet down. I'm desperately trying to remember what's happened over the past 6 days. The 6 days I was supposedly missing. The 6 days my family, friends, park rangers, local police, and volunteers spent scouring the park for me. After 5 hours of questioning with Agent Stone, we were too exhausted to head back to North Carolina. There'd be a 2-day drive ahead of us. My parents decided to book a suite at the Yosemite Valley Lodge for 2 nights. 1 night to sleep and recuperate, 1 day to make sure that I wasn't in need of emergency care after all, and 1 more night to calm the nerves before the drive back. Once we were tucked into the room, I couldn't help but hear the flurry of feet walking down the hall. It seemed every door on our floor was opening for new guests, but I never heard the telltale sign of a suitcase being pulled down the hallway, a child stamping ahead anxiously, or somebody fumbling with keys in hand that are carrying too much. When I heard the sound of heavy rubber soles hitting the carpet, I knew what I'd see out there. Agent Stone was in the hallway, and through the peephole I saw something else. He was walking right up to the door and attached something to the outside. I heard a click, saw him pull on something just out of my view, and watched as he dropped a set of keys into his pocket. What he put on the door, I don't know. But I was sure he wanted to keep us inside. Never in my life have I felt claustrophobic, but my heart started to pump, my palms went clammy, and little beads of sweat popped up over my hairline. "Dee, take a seat," Mom said. She yawned, and I looked at the clock. At this point, it was only 10 p.m. What if we were hungry? What if we needed to get something out of the car? Even worse, what if there was an emergency and we were trapped like animals? There was pizza on the table, soda and vodka in the fridge, and everything we owned was out of the car. At least everything they let me take from the campsite. 1 brown leather vintage backpack that wasn't mine, my cell phone, and my body. After I showered, they even came for my clothes. "Why don't we try to sleep?" she said. "I have some melatonin. I prefer vodka. Take the edge off." She rolled her eyes, knowing better than to say anything. We were all on edge. Some of us just deal with situations differently. "Have you seen my cell phone, Mom?" "Yeah, we plugged it in right over there," she said, pointing towards the outlet in the mini kitchen. I walked over and scoured the countertop. "It's not here." "Yes, it is, Dee. It's right there by your hand." I picked up the Google Pixel. The soft pink silicone case felt familiar, but I'd never pick out anything so attention-grabbing. "This isn't my phone, Mom. I have an iPhone." She rolled her eyes larger than before. "Dee, no. I was with you when you upgraded. You went in for the iPhone but left with that one because the camera was better quality. Don't you remember? We were in the store for almost 2 hours. I had no idea what she was talking about. Adam, my boyfriend, worked at the store. Worked as a direct manager for the carrier. My phone was in my hands 2 days earlier from the first stock shipment. Mom's face was tightly scrunched, and her head tilted to the right, eyes scanning me like I was someone she didn't know. I picked up the phone and entered my password. The screen opened. My dog Waffles was a screensaver. I pulled up the camera gallery to find loads of photos. Photos I remember, and some I didn't. I must have really hit my head, or something. I'm sorry, Mom. Don't worry. You've been through some kind of trauma. We'll figure it out. Just remember to be patient with us, too. With a nod of my head. She knew there was mutual agreement, and ignored when I poured myself a vodka soda over ice. Taking a seat by the floor-to-ceiling window that looked out over the falls, I wished that I had a good book to cuddle up with. Anything full of fantasy, or someone else's life I could slip into instead of mine. Still sweaty, I thought some fresh air would do me well and popped open the window. The sound of the falls rushing over the rocks filled the room, the water slipping over the ragged edge as easily as the vodka down my throat. I moved to make another drink and remembered the backpack. The old reddish-brown and stained notebook mesmerized me. All of the pages were empty, blank. I couldn't imagine who would carry such a beautiful book to such a beautiful place and leave it empty. Not a word, not a drawing, not a thing. I ran my thumb over the smooth leather, and that's when I noticed the embossed bottom right corner. SDA. Someone's initials. But whose? My instinct told me to look to the old camera first. Sure enough, on the back were the same initials. SDA, monogrammed on the old leather feel vinyl in silver. I ran my fingers along the bottom and found the silver button I wanted, pushed it, lifted the lever on the top, and removed the film inside. I was shocked the roll hadn't already been rewound. Over my adoration of the camera and the sound of the falls, I heard a rumble. A low sort of earthly growl followed by a crack. The sound of lightning snapped without the bright flash that followed. A large whip being slapped through the air. Something. This is the first time my hair stood on end. A shriek followed, cutting through the night. "Mom, did you hear that?" She looked at me like I had absolutely lost my mind, but someone had heard and felt what I just experienced. The unmistakable sound of a chorus of doors opening, paired with heavy rubber boots hitting the carpet, rang out. I ran to the door and peeked through the peephole. Agent Stone was again in front of our door. I couldn't see his hands, but I could tell that he was testing whatever he had put up against our door earlier. I pounded against the heavy frame. "Agent Stone!" I called, watching him look up. I felt like he could see me through the peephole. See into my soul. A chill ran down my spine, and I saw him give a crooked smile. "Let us out! Please!" "Dee, what are you on about?" Mom asked, walking over to the door. She grabbed the handle, twisted it, and pulled. The door wouldn't budge. "Well, that's weird. The door must be stuck. I'll call the front desk." When I looked back through the peephole, Agent Stone was gone. The hallway was silent. Not an elevator ding, a stairwell door opening, nothing. The front desk never answered. For 2 hours we called, but never got connected to a person. Mom eventually gave up and fell asleep, joining Dad in their room for the night. They wouldn't stir again, even when the blood-curdling screams started only an hour later. I had to know what was on the digital camera. I plugged the body into my phone charger and waited for a light to indicate it was charging. Nothing. Of course not. The plug was only for transferring data, not data and charging. I'd have to find a battery charger somewhere, or an SD card reader. I opened the slot holding the card and laughed. 8 gigs. I can remember when 8 gigs felt like a gift. Mom had her computer here, but if I was going to look at these photos, my soul knew it had to be in private, on a device I trusted, that had only been in my hands. The camera went back into the bag, along with the notebook. I hurriedly closed the window, fell to my knees, and huddled up next to the glass, hoping to see something, or someone, or anything to give me a clue as to what was going on. And just a minute ago, at 2:28, it happened. Helicopters. 10 of them, to be exact. Large, military type. Only they didn't set down. Men dropped from ropes, rappelling into the forest canopy, around halfway between the lodge and the falls. A soft blue light started to emanate where I assumed they landed. I hoped it was the headlamps or some sort of equipment, but deep down I knew it wasn't. Whatever was out there, whatever was with them, that's what will leave me with scars in my body, holes in my memory, and I'm sure is in the room with me, standing over my shoulder. I can feel it, whatever it is, sending electricity over my skin. We're together now, whether I want to be a part of it or not. I took a deep breath and I looked behind me. There was nothing. I looked out of the forest. Nothing, not even a hint of light or movement. I cracked open the window. Nothing, not a sound. Not even the rushing falls couldn't simply be turned off. And then it happened again. The low growl, the crack. If felt a pop in my body, a quick jolt of electricity, and slammed the window before I could hear the god-awful howl again. Hey there kids, it's me, Mrcreepypasta, and I just wanted to thank you so much for watching tonight's video or listening to it on the podcast, if that's how you happen to get it. Mrcreepypasta Storytime is available on any podcasting service that you happen to use, and actually across a lot more as of this month. We're now on Spotify, on Apple, on Google, on just about everything else, because I don't use podcasting on anything else besides those. And a very special thank you to everybody on that Patreon, patreon.com/Mrcreepypasta, especially Ariel Torres, Jordan Alexander Sanchez, Ken Lando Higuchi, Brianna Van Tine-Janzen, Chompski, TheRedOakShieldVirus, Sindee Barney, Asia, G. Weevil 3, Diana Kraus, Stephen VanHuss, Tristain Pelton, Nico, kaeo, TheGingerBroz, Dante Rowe, Raphael Rodriguez, Don Meulmeester, Eliminator 86, SteampunkSinner, Kaleb Dougal, Sky Harbor, The Homeless Bird 93, Gabrielle Undefined, Bobby Carmen, Liam Newman, Aaron Stormcrow, Bobby Jean Torgan, Dr. Strawberry, The Wormhole, Barbara Macedo, and Vic. Thank you guys so much, and if anyone would like to join them on that list, head over to patreon.com/Mrcreepypasta. Here's hoping that you guys are loving the horror as much as I am. And sweet dreams.